Hi friends, I just thought I'd come on air and share with you something that struck me today when I was looking for something on my blog posts list about isolation. I came across a post that I wrote almost exactly 3 months ago. It's called A Story for Today and an Invitation, and I wrote it on the 26th of February 2020. I'm going to be speaking later today in the Facebook Live segment on my page, the Holly Tree Tales on Facebook, about isolation. And in the process of looking for the posts where I had referred to isolation in the recent past, I thought I would share this one that I came across, which is actually about something completely different. But if you have a listen, you'll notice that there are quite considerable changes in the 3 months since the end of February. We're now on the 27th of May as I read this to you, and certainly we've all seen a lot of change in the last 3 months. So here we go. A story for today and an invitation. A novel approach to true story with a twist of personal invitation to grow and to expand. I was wandering along the path of life and kept on stubbing my little toes, tripping and falling face first into mud puddles, pressing in against the breezes that only those who've lived in Scotland for a bit, and my golly, I have lived here for the most extraordinarily long bits, would know about. Chatting to the sheep, the cattle, the birds, the black Labrador at the pull on the lead that ought to be slack. And I thought to myself, Holly, you are going to have to build a spacecraft. I mean, look, there is a huge field, no one in it but grass. There are some pieces of timber, and there is bound to be enough tin on the old garage roof to clad it in. The wood can be used to make the fuel, to shoot it into the skies, and there are enough baskets stored in the coach house to make a bed to lie in, while you plan it off to Mars or any other star. And then I looked down and saw that I had been sleeping. So I woke up, got up, opened the curtains, looked outside, saw dawn, and nothing had changed since the day before. I got down onto my bot and pulled out my Bible, and I said, God, you are going to have to pull something out of the bag, because I am not going to waste any more of this one precious life staring at other people's fields. I want my own field of dreams, my own tribe, laughing and dancing around me, and I want to play to the sound of harmonious, heart-beating gorgeousness, dancing my heart out to the early hours, rather than working my fingers to the knuckle and falling asleep on my keyboard. What are you going to do about this, God? I asked. The birds sang, the dog yawned, and then snored with her eyes open, winked at me, and lay back down again, peeved that I was not going to venture outside the gate with her, but resigned as I was to the endless sameness of the visible world around us. And so off I went back to my keyboard, bashing and my figuring out of codes and screens and any number of other technical mysteries. And then suddenly, somehow, I found myself in front of an invitation to help someone to help others to find the way to teach people everywhere what they already knew. And I clicked the button as if in a dream, screenshotted my process, signed up and said, "That's me, I'm in, I'll help you. I'll add you to my little repertoire of affiliate clients, and I'll do my best to get this party started in my little corner of Never Never Land." And so I did that thing, and I did not have much of a clue where it would lead or land, or whether I would be able to really make one iota of difference. Fast track about 5 months, or maybe only 3, and I've been lifted from out of the isolation of wilderness. Thank goodness I installed Wi-Fi on that afternoon of attic dust, cobwebs, mouse droppings, dead bat, and 4.5 hours of stuff to install fibre broadband all by my little broad self. And I have made new friends around the world, in addition to many already precious. And I have revved up my capacity to zip from one thing to another, and I can flick on a website landing page in no time and share links and correct mistakes like lightning. But there are still some things I haven't mastered, and I am so looking forward to cracking them too. I still haven't mastered the art of the email, mail out with MailChimp, or any other mastery of newsletter brilliance. And so, for those who are waiting to hear from me via email about exciting happenings in the world of self-education and the knowledge business, and how we might all be amazing teachers to others of our fabulous life secrets, please use this link to register for the live online training with Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi, which would be an absolute travesty to miss, because it is going to be truly, madly, deeply, brilliantly energizing and super informative. It is once a year. It is a once-a-year thing, i.e. the live training, and will be a couple of hours of precious life, hugely well invested and joyful. I invite you to register now. Already more than 350,000 people have signed up to be there. Here is my link, my special link. Even if it is in the middle of the night for you, do it. You will not regret this. I look forward to hearing that you have loved every minute of your adventure that results from this invitation, most especially starting with the training by Tony and Dean and Russell, when they share their secrets within the live training with the world online. Mindfully and excitedly, Holly. P.S. The rocket ship still lives in my dreams, and I fully intend to explore life with it in all sorts of wonderful imaginary ways. Life's so precious, and it is what we make it. Let's grab it and fly with it while we can. The sky is only the limit's beginning. And that's the end of the blog post. Well, 3 months hence, that live training happened. It was fantastic. It lived up to everything that any of us expected. And in about the middle of March, I myself set off on the journey of studying the course that was promoted during the live event that I was speaking about here. And life has just expanded exponentially in that time, as those who've been following my blog, thehollytreetales.com, who've been following since January 2015 when it started, will know that I've been on a journey from having to learn how to master the art of all the tech that goes behind setting up a blog and getting that happening, then coordinating the writing of it, and then trying to expose your writing to the world so that others can read it and possibly benefit from it, if there's any benefit to reading what one has to write, which we all hope there is. My world has just grown massively, and I have lately hardly been writing on my blog as a result of that. So I've read this blog post a story for today and an invitation, partly to let you see where I was at the end of February, 3 months ago, partly to alert you to the fact that the event that I was also promoting during the course of writing that post and in that time is now at a different phase, and I can introduce others to the course if you'd also like to join. So I'll put links below this post, which will also be on my podcast, which is Talking Hearts. And you can find Talking Hearts by going to the hollytreetales.podbean.com. Right, so this afternoon I am going to be on Facebook at the Holly Tree Tales page, going live at 4:30 p.m. in the UK. You will be able to join in if you go to Facebook at that time and look for the live video. You'll be able to take part, send in any comments, any questions, and I'll be answering them. We're going to be talking on the subject of isolation. Clearly, life has shifted massively for me from the time that I started the Holly Tree Tales blog to now. I am very, very busy right now, coordinating a number of different things that are getting ready to either launch or progress in some way or another. So it's an absolute pleasure to have you listening to me, whether on YouTube, Facebook, or on my podcast, or via my blog post, which is going live today. There are a myriad of ways to be in touch, so do let me know any feedback. If there's anything you'd like me especially to tackle, to touch on when I'm writing or speaking, I'd love to see if I can help you out of my own life experience. And I just wanted to remind you to stay as calm and as positive as you can while in lockdown. If you're still in lockdown, know that this time will pass and that it is an opportunity to grow. I've used the time where I've been isolated and in a type of lockdown myself for many, many years. I've used this time to grow in a number of ways. I've learned lots of skills, and I'd like to encourage my listeners, my readers, to recognize that this is a time that you can do this as well. You can take this time and make it something special so that you'll have something to take into the next chapter of your life when things get back to normal in all sorts of ways. So I'm going to sign off now. If you would like to read that blog post, you can go to thehollytreetales.com and search for a story for today and an invitation. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you again soon and speaking with you, whichever way that is. Lots of love. Bye.